This is Darren. Back to the Quad-X Power Core, the power core of the entire Millennium Falcon. This is still on section one, the forward section of it. And now I need to add a little bit to the right. It's kind of like a access hatch. It was really fun. I love doing this part. This is one of the more favorite parts that I start building. It's because I get to do a lot of the details like that little hatch right there. It's supposed to be the hidden cargo hatches that you see in the movie. But I was thinking is if they have them, then they usually have them for a reason, not just for hiding cargo, but they had to access something when they would have built the Millennium Falcon to begin with in the factory. So I put a couple of lines in there, a couple little bit of greebling so that I can make it look like there's hardware down there. But it also had a backside to it where you see the light brown plate down there. I wanted it so that you could actually have a character standing down there. When I put these in there to begin with, I was filling that whole cargo spot up, and I didn't want to do that. So I switched over to something where it was a little bit less intrusive and had a little space in there. If you watch to the end, you'll see me put some characters down there and it becomes more relevant the size. The little half circle to the left has actual steps down into that area. But I love this was so fun. And then, after I finished it, I wanted to show a little bit of grates down there. So I added those little black grates and I added a couple more piping down there and a little bit more detail, something to make it look really crowded because I'm sure that's how it's supposed to be because you have to take up every inch of space in a spaceship. So I mean, I was really filling it, packing it with a lot of uh, pipes and stuff like that. Well, once I put the walls back up in a second, you'll see that at the end actually has like double doors that open up so that you can access that little tiny ladder. And looking back, this is what the old Millennium Falcon area used to be, and there was no access into this area before. So that's why I loved redoing it, is because then I got to put doors down into it. Now, looking down into there, a lot of those yellow pieces I had higher up, and I never filled way down in there like I do on this redesign. The walls were crazy. You couldn't believe how hard it was to get it thinner in any way. Th- To support it, you had to have, one by somethings on the backside of it so that you could pin it down. Otherwise, you'd have to use like hinges. And I didn't like that because I didn't want the walls to move much. So I went through a couple iterations of trying to get this to work right. And this little motor right here coming up. You can see it right there, top left. Um, Unfortunately, if you're on my page, you don't get to see how I build that. I am starting a subscriber part of my page that I only put like really detailed engine parts that I'm going to start showing you how I built it. So if you wanted to build some of these engine parts, you could go there and find out how I did it. It's really elaborate and it's really tedious to get that thing together. But like I said, if you want to know the parts and stuff like that, that subscriber page is up, but it's not populated by much yet. So I would hold off if you wanted to for even a month so that I can start putting some more detailed stuff in there and how I did certain engine parts and stuff like that. But in there, it's not really the Millennium Falcon I'm building. It's just certain engine parts that I make that are really intricate and fun to make. And if you wanted to know how I did it, you could go there. But like I said, right now I don't have it populated with very much stuff in there. So I'd hold off. Here's how you can see the doors open and close like that. Now back to the transition from where the split is going to be. Now remember, that's going to be the hallway down into the gunner's seat from the main hallway. So I had to figure out how I could have that side of the wall and still have no floor on that side because the back half of the Millennium Falcon will have this section of floor. And when you put the two pieces together, that will click in right there. So just finishing up the last bits of the black shiny flooring. Once again, thank you so much for watching my videos. Every second, every move you make, every step you take, every day you I appreciate it and it keeps my page going. So go look at some of the older stuff. I really appreciate it. Thank you for following. Thank you for coming along on this journey. This is Darren.